intuition for the hard sciences. I had and have a strong interest in political affairs and history. So what to do? A chance encounter with the English friends of my family informed me of the existence of the new field called operations research. That seems to encompass exactly what I thought. So he went on, talk about how he got a master and in economics with a solo in economics in MIT. Then he went to do a PhD in mathematics of Princeton, and his advisor was the Albert Tucker. He took me under his wing and became my official thesis advisor. Though I prepared my thesis while he was on leave, benefiting from the guidance and my unofficial advisor, the young lecturer, Ralph Gomery. Then he also, today, not surprisingly, I'm most excited to my ongoing work with Rida Naraki on tracking and elections. And he goes on to thank many people for his still interest in discovering a proper model that the activities so very central to operation research change all, and in this case, yield a procedure that has been and is being used and continues to be studied and tested. Thank you to the Informs. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Just imagine there was a show here.
We'll superimpose him afterwards.
Thank you.
Presenting the George E. Kimball Medals is Committee Chair Robin Keller.
Along with Kimball Medal Committee members, Steve Robinson and Susan Alvin, we are very excited to announce this year's Kimball Medal winners. We are giving them to Rena R. Schneor from Verizon Laboratories and Eric Woolman from George Mason University. The George E. Kimball Medal is awarded for recognition of distinguished service to the Institute and to the profession of operations research in the management sciences. The award is a commemorative medallion and a framed citation.
First, I'd like to thank the committee for giving me such an honor and for selecting me for such an honor. Somewhat coincidentally, the first stop of my what I called Informs career started launching something new when I was the member of the advisory council of what's now the business analytics meeting in the spring. That was the first one in 2001. And not the last one, but the most recent stop was being part of a team that launched a continuing education program at Informs, and we had the first 2 courses just last week. in between, there were many great moments and great people. When I presented 2 years ago when I was president and presented the Edelman Award, I mentioned that I love movies and I always have been dreaming to be at the Oscar, and presenting the Edelman was as close as I would get to presenting an Oscar. Well, tonight would be as close as I would get to receiving an Oscar, and this is so much better. So I can't mention by name all the people that have helped me to get here, because the music will start playing and I will get dragged out of the stage. But you all know who you are, so thank you for enhancing greatly my professional life, but also my personal life, and making this experience so rewarding, fun, and really one of a kind. Thanks.
In July, I was thinking about my many distinguished colleagues and friends who have received Informs's major awards in the past, and how they have contributed so much more than I have. And then in August, I learned about this award. But my earlier thoughts are a true measure for me of this honor, the greatest I have ever received. You all know what makes the combination of OR and Inform so rewarding. You deal with fascinating ideas and continue to achieve new understanding, so you get all the pleasures of doing science. You continue to figure out how to make things work, or at least to work better, so you get the pleasures of doing engineering. Many of us get the pleasure of solving equations, and the even greater pleasure of formulating the relevant equations, and those are the pleasures of mathematics. And the flower that blooms on this stem of pleasures is the set of wonderful colleagues whom you could admire wholeheartedly, many of whom become friends, and some of those close friends, so that eventually there is no part of the world in which you do not have a colleague or even a good friend. Aren't we lucky? I've been in this business for 56 years since school, 34 of them in ORSA and Informs, and I want to mention two big changes I've lived through. When I joined Bell Labs in 1957, exactly one of our 3,000 members of technical staff was female, a timber biologist. Now, large numbers of women are successful in STEM fields, and many have risen to positions of great responsibility. Second, we have found the Holy Grail, a name for what we do, analytics, that other people can think they understand. We have lots more work to do on both these issues, but the progress I've seen is important and encouraging. And I thank my many friends in this room and in the profession for your support and companionship.
Presenting the Frederick Lanchester Prize is Committee Chair Garrett Van Rysden.
Okay, so as most of you know, the Lanchester Prize is awarded for the best contribution written contribution operations research, and it's one of the oldest and most distinguished prizes in our field. And it's my great pleasure to announce on behalf of the committee that the 2013 Lanchester Prize goes to David Williamson and David Schmoys for their book, The Design of Approximation Algorithms. So, let's say I've served on a lot of prize committees at Informs over the years, and there were a lot of great submissions this year, but this was clearly a really outstanding piece of work, and the committee was really lucky to have sort of an easy job of selecting the prize this year. And so let me just read one statement from the citation just to give you a sense of the book, because it's really an outstanding piece of work. So this textbook provides a concise and systematic treatment of the major principles of approximation algorithm design, including greedy and local search, rounding data, dynamic programming, deterministic and random rounding of linear programs, and semi-definite and primal dual methods. highlighting the central role that integer and linear programming plays in both the design and analysis of approximation algorithms. The organization by techniques rather than by problem areas gives an innovative methodological unity to the subject, and the elegance of the author's exposition and analyses exemplify the highest traditions of our field. So, congratulations to David and David.
Being within constant factors is what matters. I'd like to thank three sets of people. First of all, I'd like to thank the prize committee for selecting our book. I greatly admire many of the Lanchester winning papers and books, and it is a great honor to be numbered among them. Second, I'd like to thank the many students and colleagues who gave us feedback about the book along the way. If the book is now readable, it is part due to them pointing out the many places where it wasn't. And third, I'd like to thank my wife, Anne. Over the 13 years it took to complete the book, she wondered many times, as did I, if it would ever be done. Thanks for her support and long suffering.
I'd also like just to echo David's remarks, and I actually will add one extra thing. I especially want to thank David, who really made sure that it got done. I'd also like to thank the committee. This award has an incredible tradition of foundational work that has helped to shape our field, and looking at the list of earlier recipients is really truly humbling. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize those individuals who at various points in my life have really helped to shape my view of how to teach and how to write, and even more importantly, how to judge what contributions are worth writing and teaching about. Harold Kuhn, Jean Lawler, Dick Karp, Dorit Hochbaum, young Karl Enstra, and perhaps most significantly, Eva Tardish. Thank you.
Inform's President Ann Robinson will now present the Inform's President's Award.
The Inform's President's Award recognizes work that advances the welfare of society. The committee that chooses the awardee consists of the current president and the two immediate past presidents, this year Terry Harrison and Rena Schnurr. This year's awardee is Arthur M. Jeffreyon. Please allow me to read from the citation. The 2013 Inform's President's Award is awarded to Arthur Jeffreyon for his seminal contributions in the field of management